Good morning, guys.
腕が鳴るわ。行け。気をつけろ。
危ないですよ。しばしお待ちを。期限万丈。
注意しろ。
お疲れ様でした。
ありがとう。
助かりました。
派手に行くよ。
頼む。
今こそ総流。
6-minute 08.
とても頼もしき腕前でしたよ。これからも里は安泰ですね。
Pretty good. The life ring does reduce my health by too much though, so it's very difficult to fight using this particular hunting horn because this hunting horn doesn't heal you when you do the song.
おや、いらっしゃい。いってらっしゃい。
Nah, look at it, I don't even have spirit bird. I have to change it to a level 4 healing instead.
万丈ですね。よろしくお願い。
I want to set up my dangle, so
支援万丈
I'm gonna waste this dangle. The hunting horn time for 6 minutes is actually really good for a hunting horn. It might just be this particular boss that is susceptible to it, but no, actually I think any boss that is weak to elemental, probably anything that's not Valstrax or Espinas is probably going to be just as good for this particular build. Because you're trying to get all 3 songs to do the Infernal Melody, and the reason why you want to do the Infernal Melody is so that you can proc your dogs to do the highest damaging skill that your dogs have. It's this skill. How was it? Oh, sorry, not Infernal Melody. You want to do Magnificent Trio because around halfway through, eventually, your dogs will activate their... I think it's about a minute in where your dogs activate the dual chain. Not yet, they don't have it activate yet. So the first minute of combat, you're just not gonna have the benefit. So you don't have to use the magnificent. You don't have to use the Magnificent Trio in the first minute of combat because they haven't activated the dual chain yet. They're still using their sword attacking they're still using their sword to attack normally. Once they use it, it's very obvious. It's kind of like a bunch of chains flying around. Eventually they'll get it. How long has it been? I wish there was a timer for... Oh, there you go. I think they activated it. Yep, there you go. That swinging chain thing, that one. Yeah, that swinging chain thing the black dog is doing. That's insane DPS. And the way for you to activate it on the hunting horn is to do Magnificent Trio. See, whenever you do a Magnificent Trio, they do the wild swing thing. And basically, as a hunting horn main, if you are doing solo, of course, you want to keep proccing this so that they can do the damage, the chain blades over and over again. Not gonna lie, I think the 2 dogs right now are probably doing like 60% of the damage that I'm doing right now. 60% of the total damage in this fight right now. Just by proccing this over and over again. I think that's the only one that procs it. I don't see anything else that kind of procs it. Yeah, the shockwave doesn't really proc it. I don't think Infernal Melody procs it as well. Well, you don't depend on Infernal Melody anyway, because that's something that you have to charge over time. Your biggest DPS though, your biggest DPS rotation is going to be this though. But assuming you don't have a dog, when the monster is down, this is your biggest DPS rotation for elemental build. It doesn't seem like a lot, but trust me, it's a lot. It adds up basically. This one looks like it does a lot of damage, but because of the animation lock that you're kind of going in the time that it takes for you to do one entire Magnificent Trio, you could be doing about 2.5 crush and multi-crush combo basically. That's why it's not as efficient as it looks. When it comes to fighting normally though, you would just do this crush, chord. And it depends on your horn actually. The reason why you want to do the crush and chord is because usually the health healing song is going to be on the chord. It's going to be on the red note. So you want to proc the red note and then chord it so that it activates the healing basically, and that's kind of like your go-to combo. If your healing is on the blue note, you do the blue note. Instead of doing the red note, you just do this blue note and then chord. Blue note, chord. Blue note, chord. And yeah, if your healing is on the green note, you do your green note and chord. Although it's not as efficient because the animation for the green note is super long. Like this, it's super long. Compared to this, if you just do this, you chord, it's very fast, right? You just crush and then into the chord itself. It's super fast. This one kind of locks you into animation and then you chord. So it's not as good, but you can still make it work if you really need to. This particular ice builder is probably the weakest for healing just because there's no ice horn that heals. Let me correct myself. There's a ice horn that heals. It's the Valhalla one, but the Valhalla ice horn doesn't give a lot of elemental damage. I think I saw the elemental damage that it gives, and it was really pathetic. It was absurdly low. I wonder if it was absurdly low. Maybe I just over exaggerated, but I remember it was lower than this. Valhalla. Here we go. It is attack and defense up though. Let's see. It's 23 ice elemental and 300 attack damage. Whereas for my hunting horn, what was it again? Let me double check. 23 element, and it has purple sharpness. For mine is 68. You lose like 40 ice elemental. It's insane. I do have it does have purple sharpness, but purple sharpness only gives like 7% more damage. So 28 plus 7% is gonna be like what? 14 damage, sorry. It's going to be like 2-3 damage, 2-3 extra elemental damage. So it's just too low for it to be worth it. Let's see. Yeah, I think the ice elemental is not worth it. You do it. I don't know, I might build it just to try it. This one gives 2 slot and a level 2 rampage slot. Whereas Valhalla gives a level 4 slot and a level 3 rampage slot. I guess if you use the Valhalla, you can build Element Bane on it. But I got to farm the Valhalla Crystal. That's gonna be a pain. I had really bad RNG with farming the crystal. I think I got 1 crystal in 10 hunts. It's crazy. I don't know how much damage I'm losing. You know what? I might try it. I don't know. I might try it. I'll build it next time though. But for now, I'll stick to this. And I will try to run a few times to kind of see what my average time will be. I pretty much did it in 6 minutes just now. So I will try to get around that time. Map boost defense. Hopping school. Let's try this one. Sorry that took a while. If I can heal myself, or if I can out heal myself, I won't have to bring Hinoa because I can just heal myself. I can just take to Usushi and just get Luchika basically. Ah man, he didn't even let me get. Oh man, I roll out of there. My roll range isn't long enough, I'm gonna die. Oh, I rolled back into that. That was my bad. I think I might need the medic bird after all. Sorry, not medic bird. I think I might need bird collar after all. I took bird collar so that I can have the extra HP when I'm fighting it. So just now the fight, I intentionally went to a detour to pick up all the spirit birds along the way. This time I tried to use medic instead to see if I can out-heal myself with a level 4 medic, but it's not doing a good job at out-healing me. Or rather, I think medic is a really good skill for... Medic level 4 is a really good skill for this particular... for your hunting horn build. I just think it's not a good skill for this particular hunting horn just because I don't benefit from medic, right? As I said, this hunting horn uses the shitty health regen rather than health recovery, so the medic stuff doesn't affect me. Bro. Flash, flash, go away. Ah, you're still here. Oh.
里に手出しはさせません。
Oh, I'm dead.
直せそうですか？
大丈夫大丈夫。まだまだこれから頼むよ。
もう少しで枯れますね。
頼む。
Bro, no, bro. Don't make this hard for me, bro. You're about to die, just die. Ah.
攻撃できます。
さらば。
どうです？
Oops.
私も頑張ってみましたよ。
We found the fishing. Yeah, give me a second.
モンスターの位置は常に確認しておこうね。
Bad butt. Bad butt. How do you like to be annoyed, huh? Not very fun now, is it, bud? I call him bud. Akosum. It's an insult to birds to equate them to Akosum after all. I think I might try the Valkana one. Just for the good quality of life boost. And for decoration, I think I might switch out defense for razor sharp so that I don't have to sharpen. Because I dropped down to blue sharpness, which is not something you want to drop down to. Oh no, I guess I don't mind dropping down blue sharpness. I'll think about it. If most of my damage comes from the horn, no wait, I think it does affect. I think sharpness does affect it. Let's see how much elemental damage I'm losing if I drop down to... if I take away my defense boost 7. Um, 212. I lose 6 elemental damage. I only get down to blue for a while though. I think it's okay. I think I should just fight in blue for a while. I'm gonna stick to but and I'm going to eat a fish as well. Do I have a fish here? Yeah, I think I have fish.
お待ちしておりました。あなたさん。
飛燕万丈。
ね。
しっかり噛んで食べようね。薬は持ってくよ。
よくやってくれた。飛燕万丈。
Oh, I missed one.
Ah, fuck.
回復しましたよ。全力で参ります。
よっしゃ、ガラ空きだ。
Yeah.
6 minute or one. Oh, I was so close to 5 to below 6 minute. That's a shame.
愛弟子と狩猟に行ったって里のみんなに自慢しよっと
Yeah, I think going the bird route, especially in jungle, is way better. Just because the jungle gives you like so much extra stuff.
もらっていく
The extra HP, the extra attack damage. Let's see. I have 100 extra HP. Sorry, I have 60 extra HP, 20 extra attack damage. 20? Does that sound right? I think it goes up to a max of 15, I think. So I got 15 extra attack damage, 60 extra HP, 20 extra defense. I'll do it a few more times to try to get like a good run. And off stream, I'm going to build my Vakana Undercard, and then I might try a few runs with it. If I can get sub below 6 minutes with the Vakana one, I think I might go for the Vakana one instead. But just because it's going to do way less damage, I assume I probably won't be able to get below this time in comparison to using this weapon. But I might be able to build a more risky playstyle if I use the Vakana one, because the Vakana one is going to give me more HP regen, so I might be able to give up more defensive options for more damage using the Vakana one. I have to see. I have to try to build it first before I can know for sure. What was I doing here? Oh yeah, I wanted some fish. I'm always trying to get some fish so that I can stock up on the great wheat fish so that I can sharpen less. I try not to use sharpening too much. I don't want to be too dependent on it, but I want to at least be able to use it. I don't even get the great wheat fish, but even the normal one too. Great wheat fish is only 1 sharpen to max. Normal wheat fish is 2 sharpen. I have the great wheat fish on this in this item set, but I don't really use it that much, if you guys notice, because you don't really need to. Wait, did I win? Okay. Sorry, I spaced out for a minute there, and I wasn't sure if I used the right one. I guess the only difference if I use the other hunting horn is that now that I think about it, I guess if I didn't grab the potion, I might have been able to finish it below the time. It's okay. The Bufango aggroed him. Fucking shit. Give me a second. Let me just get rid of the annoyance. Don't look down on Bufango, guys. I actually got carted because there was one time where I was fighting a mob. I think it was the paralyzing bug that got me, where a paralyzing bug just ran up to me and locked me for me to get hit by the laser. for me to get hit by the magna laser, basically. Funniest shit ever. There was one time where I tried to sharpen and the followers kept running the monster into me, bumping me away so I can sharpen. So usually when I sharpen, I try to walk a little bit further away from the group so that they don't keep ramming the monster into me. Jesus. I always thought that it was very poetic that the hunting pawn, most of their damage actually comes from your follower, not your follower, but your pets doing the damage for you. Because hunting pawn always kind of felt like it was supposed to be a support weapon, you know? So the fact that your pets was doing more damage, or the fact that your pet was doing the bulk of the damage, it felt like, oh yeah, of course, you know, that's how it should have been. Oh, I was so close to 5 minutes every time. I guess if I didn't take the potion at the very beginning, I probably could have done 5 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry, there was a viewer. Hello, Rui. I didn't see you. My bad, I was focusing on the fight. Yeah. It depends whether you're talking about the DLC or not. The collab outfits are usually in the event quest itself, so... Like the one I'm wearing right now is the WSJ collab outfit, and you can get that by doing the event quest, basically. Event quest. This one is the one that give Amaterasu for the pet. I don't remember which one was the... I think it's this one, USJ Shrine Showdown was the one that I did to get the blue outfit that I'm currently wearing right now. Yeah, you can do it for fun, as long as you complete the quest. Whenever you complete the quest, you're gonna get like the materials that's used to craft the outfit, basically. Watch layer armor. All this stuff here. Basically, you're gonna get the bunch of Azure Era gem by completing the event quest, and then you use that to craft the armor set. You can get like a whole bunch of other stuff too, like all these stuff. All of these are from event quests. You just go to the quest giver, Princess, right here, under event quest. You can find it right here. You're gonna know which one gives what though. I can't remember all of them, but the one that gives my blue outfit is the USJ one. And the one that gives the Amaterasu dog is the Rising Sun one, basically. I think if you don't have Sunbreak, you have Base Rise, you got to go to Kamura Village. So let me just see. And in Kamura Village, if you have Base Rise instead of Sunbreak, you talk to Hinoa right here. Oh wait, no, it's not Hinoa. My bad. It's the other one, Minato, I think. Minoto. Here we go. You go to Minoto. You go to Event Quest, and these are the ones that gives the outfits, basically. I think this one's the one that gives the Street Fighter Akuma outfit as well. I haven't done it yet though, but I remember that's the one that gives it. Hope that helps. Thank you, thank you. Nice. Oh, it's such a shame that you're playing on Switch. If you... They don't have crossplay for Monster Hunter, so... I was gonna ask if you needed help. I don't mind joining your lobby to help you get it really quick, but... if you're playing on Switch, we can't crossplay, I'm sorry. Pay my dongle? Yeah, I do. Maybe one day, but everybody has been saying that since War, so... tree. Oh. Rebound. Nice. I think that was under 6 minutes. 5 minutes 53. Nice.
こんなに嬉しいことはないよ。
そろそろ出発しませんか？はい。
よし。よしよし。我は惑わず。
I'm gonna do one more Espinas and then I'll move on to Flaming Espinas. On second thought, since I already got it under 6 minutes, I might just go for Flaming Espinas instead. I will save this build first. And Flaming Espinas is going to be water based. Oh yeah, I think I might change my build for this. Originally, when I played the dual blade, I was going to use Berserk build against Flaming Espinas, but then I think I might switch it to Dereliction build. But I will switch it to Dereliction with Mail of Hellfire, and I will just stick it on the I'll pretty much just leave it on the blue scroll so that I can benefit from Mail of Hellfire's 20% extra damage. Mail of Hellfire, Mail of Hellfire. So there's going to be chaotic and chaotic, so I need this one gives me Strive, Critical Eye, and a 4-2-1 slot. This one gives me Wind Mentor and Wirebug. This is a really OP. This is a really top tier roll, by the way. I'm never gonna roll anything like this anymore. Honestly, I just wanted Wind Mentor. I could live without Wirebug Whisperer, but it's nice to have it so that I can save an extra level 2 slot. So Mail of Hellfire, Mail of Hellfire, Mail of Hellfire. No, I don't think I can fit all of them. I want a glove that gives me Mail of Hellfire. I don't know if I have any. I have a glove that gives me Wind Mentor and Strive. If it gives me Wind Mentor and Strive and Burst, I might go for this. Switch my armor to one that gives me Mail of Hellfire instead. Yeah, this one. Mail of Hellfire. Mail of Hellfire, Mail of Hellfire. Let's see, Kaiser. This one gives Master Touch. But this one gives me Wind Mentor though, so it's exactly what I need. I lose Ballistic, but I can have 2 level 4 slots. And I get Master's Touch, so... Should I get Bloodlust? Mail of Hellfire, Mail of Hellfire. And if I need 3 level Strife, 3 level Mail of Hellfire, and probably 1 Bloodlust and 1... Probably 1 Bloodlust and If this one has Mirror of Hellfire, these two need Mirror of Hellfire. This one can give me Powder Mentor, I guess. If I don't use this, I wonder if I have any other armor. This one can give me Strive and gives me 4/1/1 slot. And does give me critical boost too. I think I might use this. Strive. This one gives me off Hellfire, so I need my glove. And pants to give me off Hellfire. But I need Wind Mantle though. I want at least one level of Wind Mantle. I need one level of Wind Mantle and one level of Powder Mantle. So this one gives Wind Mantle and Powder Mantle. This one gives Strive. This one gives Strive. Strive. Wind Mantle, Powder Mantle. But I don't get my 3 mil of Hellfire. Three, 1/1, Mail of Hellfire. 3/1/1, Strive 2. If I take 3/1/1, Strive 2, Strive, I can take this one as Wind Mentor, Wildbite Whisperer. I can leave the glove as it is. No way, I think I can leave the glove with Mail of Hellfire. There we go. Mail of Hellfire. This one gives 2 level Strive, this one gives 1 level Strive. Mail of Hellfire. Mail of Hellfire. So the shoes need Mail of Hellfire. And this one gives Mail of Hellfire and Bloodlust. I was trying to roll for 1 Bloodlust and hopefully another 1 level of slot so I can get my 4/2/2, but I couldn't get that. My RNG wasn't good enough. This one gives me 2 level 3 slots. I guess I can fit level 3 slot with my elemental stuff. See. If I have this, I can save a level 2 slot so that I don't have to put mastery. I can put mastery here. The top part should be chain and chain. If I have Bloodlust, I should have Phoenix. Stream and stream. Kushala Blessing Tree. I don't really need Kushala Blessing Tree to be honest. And since I already have 1 extra slot here, I think I can put Crit Element. Do I need Element Exploit? No, I need Crit Element. Crit Element here. I can put the other 2 Crit Element down here. Something like this. Crit Element here. Now what else do I need? I need Tenderize 3 and Critical Boost 2. I think that's the expensive part. I need crit element 3 and critical boost 2. The good thing about all these sets is that they come with a free critical eye 7. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Critical eye 7, yeah. So I don't have to build critical eye anymore. This extra can be used for tenderize. I probably won't put tenderize here. Probably should put tenderize here. Because this is a weapon slot and I might not have this level 2 slot on all the weapons. I want the armor to have all the core skill and the weapon should just have something that's additional. Let's see. This one has 1 level 3. Like the thunder one for example doesn't have any elements on it, so... Well, I think all of them have level 2, have at least a level 2 slot aside from the thunder one. I guess the thunder one can just miss out on 1 extra skill. I don't know. It has to be a less important skill though. It has to be like crit element 1 or something. Alright, so this is... let's see. I think I need crit boost 3. I'm gonna lose all my 3 level 1 slots though. Do I need my 3 level 1 slots? I think I do. If I want Kushala Blessing. If I want all the Kushala Blessing. Let's see. Crit boost and weakness exploit. Slot level 1 or level 2. At least 3 to 2 slots. Alright, so let's see. Weakness exploit, redirection, critical boost. Weakness exploit 2 and 2 level 1 slots. Weakness exploit 2 and 2 level 1 slots. Ah man, all of these are not that good. Looking at it. Oh, I might as well take this. Crit element, mastery, tenderize. I could get a chain slot as well, maybe. So this one has weakness exploit, so these two shall be critical boost instead. Critical boost, critical boost. Weakness exploit 3 gives 50% crit, critical eye gives 40% crit, and bloodlust gives 20%. Bloodlust gives 20%, and then Strife gives another 10%. So I think I'm overcapping on crit right now. Because Bloodlust gives 30%. Bloodlust gives 20%. Should I get rid of Bloodlust? And put another skill that's more important. Let's see. These 2 slots has to be Kushala Blessing, Kushala Blessing. Should I use a level 2 slot for elemental damage? So that I can have Kushala Blessing 3. I don't think I need Kushala Blessing 3. It does help with the heal. Let's see how fast does the life drain actually happen. Because this life drain is going to be Bloodlust and I guess it just happens kind of fast, looking at it. Let's see, this one is without bloodlust. Yeah, without bloodlust is way slower. If I use bloodlust and dereliction, I don't really need bloodlust because I already have enough crit. The only reason why I want bloodlust is because whenever I cure myself from bloodlust, it regens all my red HP. But I might not need it. Maybe I might not need it. Maybe I'll take this instead. I'll take Strive. Strive, and this one can be the one that puts in Bloodlust. Mail of Hellfire, sorry. Critical I7, Witness Exploit 3, and Strive level 3. This gives me 100% crit. There we go. This one shall be crit element. I was hoping for another level 4 slot so that I can fit in. A handicraft gem. Let's see, if I fit in a handicraft gem, how much sharpness will I get? It puts me a slither of purple. Yeah, I think that's too little. I'm not gonna benefit from it. Yeah, a single drill consumes almost all of it. And I think 2 drill is going to deplete it. Oh, it didn't. Oh, does Spiral Splash not deplete the sharpness? Not gonna lie, I'm actually getting a lot of mileage out of this one slit of purple sharpness. The hell? Jesus. It's the mastery, right? I have an 80% chance of not losing sharpness. Oh, and there it goes. It actually lasted pretty long. I can do like 5 Spiral Slash or something. Is it worth it? 7% damage for 5 Spiral Slash. I think it's only worth it if I can fit it. Because I definitely need mastery, I definitely need crit element. And I definitely want to put in my weakness exploit and critical boost, so I just don't think I have enough slot. Yeah, I don't think I will have enough slot, looking back at it. This one has to be chain. It has to be chain tree. I definitely need chain tree. Critical boost, critical boost. This one's going to be elemental, so it's going to be stream. And this last level 2 slot is going to be the last critical boost, I think. Three level of critical boost. Level 3 chain crit. 1 Witness Exploit, Critical Element 3, Master Start 3, Crystal Blessing 3, Mail of Hellfire 3, Burst 3, Strike 3. One level of Dereliction so that I can constantly have red HP. I guess I don't need Coalescence because I'm not going to cure myself of anything, right? So for Coalescence, I guess this one can be the critical. Yeah, now that I think about it. Then Much Shredder can... The weapon itself can have one extra level 2 slot. What should I put? I guess I'll put Embolden. I'll put Embolden. Just because I want to be able to proc Enrage mode faster on Flaming Espinas so that it shows its weakness. Alright, there we go. Yeah, this looks good. This looks like a good build. I might die a few times though because I'm going to try this build that I have never tried before. Let's see. This one gets here. This one gets level 16. This one gets level 16. Alright, and that's it. That's the build. Switch my Palute gear to hit water. For the food, it's gonna be bird collar. Wait, do I have... Let me see if I have my red petalace on. I think I switched it to blue for this. Oh wait, no, I do have my red petalace on. Alright, so for food, bird collar booster and medic, I guess. Bird collar booster medic. This is my go-to for now. Alright, let's try this against Flaming Espinas. This one is a bit more management oriented because you have to manage your stamina, but if you play the Berserk style, you don't have to manage your stamina. Instead, you have to manage your HP instead. But I'd much rather manage my stamina than my HP. I don't really know. Because to manage stamina, I just have to turn on my demon mode. Which is something that you should be doing. Or rather, it's something that you can be doing because I forgot to restock my items. God damn it. Or rather, it's something that you should be doing because in demon mode, you kind of want to benefit from like the extra movement speed or like the damage that you get for the elemental stuff for Spiral Slash. But if you turn off demon mode, you can actually benefit from when you do the jumping attack, you just kind of slash downwards. That one actually does a lot of damage as well, even without demon mode. Where am I going? What? Oh, he's not enraged yet. How did he miss that?
用心しろ。覚悟。
疾風陣雷。
Oops.
よくやった。
その誇りにかけて。
治療できそうか。
No. You hit him away.
はいや。
感情的になるのは良くないよね。
6 minutes. I think 6 minutes 39. I can be a bit faster. I gotta find a way to enrage them a bit faster because whenever they lose their enragement, I just do no damage. I wonder if I should save my water beater for when they enrage instead, so that I can soften their skin to do more damage. Maybe I have to look up maybe I have to look up guys on how enragement works, so that I can kind of understand how to activate enragement faster, because at the current level it seems like It seems like the non-enraged state just takes too long. Fighting in the non-enraged state is just it's just too slow for what it is. I took Embolden because I know that Embolden is supposed to force the monster to enrage faster, but I think it's noticeably faster. Jesus Christ, I have so much Royal Ember Essence now. I've been farming a lot, so... Well, I say a lot, but like, I can burn through 1,000 trying to get like the perfect roll on one item, so...
じゃあまたね。
Trying to get below 5 minutes is probably going to be too difficult for this. I do like this new build though. This new build that doesn't have Berserk. It's way more... Unironically, it's actually easier to manage. Even with the Dereliction burning my HP down, I don't get one shot by the boss. I got hit by the boss quite a bit just now, and it's not that I don't feel it, but like the damage is pretty manageable. I might upgrade my armor a little bit. I have a little bit of extra cash. Every now and then I try to upgrade my armor, just a little bit by little bit, so that I can eventually get the full good set. I just kind of leave them at 16, just because I don't want to. If I max out all the armor sets, I'm just gonna run out of cash and run out of the upgrade armor spear too fast. So I try to pace myself with the upgrade. Before the update, I always upgrade to like level 10, but then after the upgrade, I think around title 3, I upgraded all my armor to at least 16 now. And if I have the extra cash, I usually just finish the upgrade to 21 if I feel like I need the extra defense. There you go. I went from 700 to 750. I think it's only that low just because of the Mail of Hellfire, right? The Mail of Hellfire right now is probably reducing my armor by... What was it again? I think it's 50 per level, so right now it's reducing it by 150. I think it was something like that. But if I switch it to the blue scroll, it's going to reduce the resist by a lot. I think I will probably get one shot by things that actually shoot stuff at me. So maybe like Rajan's laser or something. But the Espinas hitting me with the tail and all that kind of stuff, I barely feel it. In comparison though, if you get hit by Espinas, if you get hit by Espinas when you're in Berserk mode, your HP starts to drain really fast, like really fast. And then you just have to... Like, you just have to stop your Berserk, you just have to find a time to either heal up. Sorry, let me rephrase that. You have to cancel your Berserk, heal up your character, and then enter Berserk mode again. So it's very uncomfortable. But Berserk gives you infinite mana though, so I think it's a must for bow users. I think Berserk is a must for bow, but it's not a must for dual blade. It feels very manageable. Well, at least I never really felt like dual blade needs to have infinite stamina. I think it's a good quality of life if you have it, but like it just doesn't feel like it's a necessity. Unlike for the bow, it feels like it's a necessity just because of how stamina dependent bows are. Oh, I forgot to change it to blue. I guess I got to aim up his bum because if I aim at the legs, I just gonna go through him. I see.
気をつけろ。
危ないですよ。
No, he know I was about to heal me.
攻め込みましょう。
Oh wait, there you go. Are you kidding me? I didn't run far enough. There we go. Actually, I like the follower mount instead. I could be doing so much more damage right now if I just been fighting him normally. No. I can't see shit. I don't think I'm gonna get it in time. Oh, that was quick. 609. Oh, so close. Yeah, I think hitting him with the water bug after he softened was a good idea. Saving the blaster for after he enrages so that I can get the triple spin was a good idea as well. I think that's how it should be done. I could have gotten under 5 minutes if I have allowed them, the follower, to mount the monster, and if I had instead choose to spam spiral slash at the monster when he was down. I could have done way more damage. Not to mention my mounting. My mounting was really bad, not gonna lie. But yeah, I think getting under 6 minutes is pretty manageable. It's not going to amount to a lot compared to, a lot of the speedrun nowadays, because it's not going to beat out a lot of the speedrunner nowadays, because a lot of the speedrunner nowadays usually have, I don't know, like under 4 minutes speedrun time. So, but it's not really about getting the fastest speedrun. I think it's just about, to me, I think it's more about like what I personally set as a challenge, because I wanted to kind of learn all the weapons, the ins and outs of all the weapons basically. So on the first day I did gun lance, on the second day I did bows and heavy bow guns, on the third day right now I'm doing hunting horn and dual blades. It's more or less to kind of understand how to make the weapon shine in the place it is, which is why I chose 14 different monsters and I tried to assign 14 different weapons to fight 14 different monsters basically. That was the premise of my play all weapon series. And I think if I can get it down below 6 minutes, I feel like that's an achievement. Getting it down to below 5 minutes, for example, feels like at that point it's more about mastering the weapon and having a good script. I think I need to have a good script for me personally. I don't need like a perfect script, but like a good enough script so that I can kind of beat it in a certain time. I think that's kind of how I try to run it. Because if there was no script, I would just be running straight to the monster, just fighting it as natural as possible. But if you have a script, usually you would, you know, pick up like a couple of endemic life, like the beater or like the blaster along the way to help you get the maximum damage basically. That's kind of what a script is. I think a perfect script would be something along the lines of I think a really good script would be something along the lines of the heavy bow gun, for example, where they time the amount of sticky bombs needed to knock down the monster and time the amount of paralyzed bomb needed to stun the monster. So they will basically put like 1 level 2 paralyzed bullet and 2 level 1 paralyzed bullet and just leave the monster at like 1 shot away from being paralyzed. And then the same thing, they will start the fight by sticking a few sticky bombs on it and leave the monster 1 sticky bomb away from being knocked down. And when the fight begins, they let the monster enrage. And after the monster is enraged, you put down a trap, shoot the monster while he's trapped, and once the trap timer runs out, you put your paralyze to paralyze the monster. And once that paralyze timer runs out, you put the last sticky bomb to knock the monster down basically. Like there's a lot of really interesting speedruns that pretty much plays like that, especially for the bow guns. It's very impressive to watch because you can kind of see how there's a lot of thought that gets put into it. Like you have to know the amount of sticky bombs needed for each monster, because I think it's different, right? I think that's like a general number, but I think it's a bit different from each monster. So you kind of have to like trial and error yourself into knowing like the amount that's needed. And it's about basically there's something called tech. It's like technique, I guess, in playing the game, in this game, in Wild Hearts, in any of the games basically. But like this term called tech means the amount of technicalities, the amount of technique needed to be able to pull off a good chain of combos. So when you want to pull off multiple combos that has like there's not just like a simple 3-button combo, but rather you have to put down a trap, shoot the monster, and once the trap runs out, you get the time when the trap runs out, switch to the right ammo, stick the ammo on, and then you have to tie from the sticky bomb as well, because the sticky bomb doesn't just explode the moment you put it on. The sticky bomb stays there and you got to wait like 3 seconds for it to explode, and you'll be surprised how difficult it is, where if you mistime it and the monster get a chance to move, the monster's next move might be a move that knocks you out and like ruins your entire script basically. So whenever we talk about tech, It's usually about chaining together like a very complicated chain of not just like a single combo to use like a move of the weapon, but like multiple combos chained together in succession to be able to keep the monster down basically. So in Wild Hearts there's something there's like the tech in Wild Hearts basically is about hitting the monster as much as possible. At the very beginning you will summon 2 chain traps, and from those 2 chain traps, before the monster even get a chance to roar and start the fight, you basically start hitting away at the monster, and you want to get the knockdown on the monster before he activates the chain trap, or get the knockdown on the monster after he activates like the 1 or 2 chain traps, so that you can delay the roar. And the longer that you delay the roar, the more you can benefit from some from certain skills, right? There's actually a skill called surprise attack that you can get on the weapon chain, the weapon tree, that gives you 40% extra damage against monsters that hasn't started combat yet, basically. So if you have maybe like the hammer, for example, the Mao, or the Nodachi, or the Karakuri staff, for example, you can actually play this really well because you can do your burst basically. Basically, you charge your Karakuri staff to max, burst down the monster. Hopefully you already put on a trap. Basically you put on 2 traps, burst down the monster will activate the trap, meaning that it's not going to be able to enter combat because it hasn't roared yet, right? So it hasn't entered combat yet. It will get trapped and you can still benefit from the surprise attack 40% damage boost basically. It's super interesting to watch. It's not only super interesting to watch, it's super interesting to play. I'm currently playing Karakuri staff. I'm also playing 2 tree weapons. I play Karakuri staff, bow, and the claw blade currently in Wild Hearts. Super fun. I highly recommend it. It's still super buggy, laggy. Oh, I shouldn't have chained.
いざ参る。蹴散らす。よくやってくれた。
Ah, man, it keeps.
注意しろ。いいか。火ましょう。
I should use the blaster early on. I think I delayed the blaster too much. Where's the... Thinking back about it, I should have drilled him. I should have drilled him and then get the wire bug when they are doing the wall slam. I missed. No, I was so close. I messed up a few times. I got hit quite a lot, to be honest. The newfound power to be able to get hit a few times without having to rechange all my berserk gave me the illusion of immortality. I think the runs have been pretty good. If I can get all my runs in less than 6 minutes, I think those are pretty good runs. I'm also trying to get better at all the weapons so that it has a more fair comparison. Or some weapons are just going to look way worse than others if I don't play them good enough. But of course, at the end of the day, I'm going to have preference. For example, I don't think I can ever play the Charge Blade or the Great Sword as good as I can play all the other weapons. It's just the nature of it. I'm more of a reactive weapon, so I definitely have a preference where I like to play stuff like the Switch Axe or the Hammer that doesn't follow too deeply into like a certain you don't have to predict, you can kind of just react to it basically. But every single time when I start playing things that require a high predictive ability where you have to know what the monster is going to do next, I don't usually do well with those. I think it's just I think the learning curve for it is a little bit more higher Because it's about, okay, so when Espinas turns, for example, or when Espinas breaks apart, he always kind of moves his head to a certain place, right? Like he always moves his head forwards. He's gonna face backwards and he's gonna move his head front again, right? And I think there's some players who are really good that knows that, oh, once he flinches from the part break, he's gonna move his head here based on where he's standing right now. Like they know where the head's gonna be, and they will literally pre-aim the place and just hit it, and they can land their hits. Oh, nice. The two Ratians. I might take this. Why not? One faint too. Also, that would be funny if you can have 4 monsters that you can just fight like the 2 Ratians and the 2 Ratalas. Or fight all 3 Ratians, now that I think about it. The perfect 3 monster hunt. That would be like, hey, what the coin thinking? Would be Ratian, Golden Ratian, and Apex Ratian, I guess. Yeah, this one is like one. It's kind of like spinning the. What's it called again? It's kind of like spinning a slot machine and getting 2 of the same, but you're missing the 3rd one. It's like so close. I almost get 777s. Alright, let's see if I can do it. Okay, this is the run, guys. I feel it. This is the run. What? Well, so much for D run, guys. I thought he was gonna do the tacker. I didn't know he was gonna do. I didn't know he was gonna do the twirling thing that he does. No! You bitch! You left. I better chase him down fast. I bet so much money that he's just like one hit away, one spiral slash away from just breaking. Or that. No! Why are you attacking? You have a rhino hitting, you have a dinosaur smashing your face in. And you chose to hit me? Priorities. Does he not break? I think he should have broken right now. I think you can't break when you are down. Oh, there you go, he broke. Despite dying, I think that was a really good time. 638. He stayed at range for quite a long time this time, so I did a lot of damage just now. Well, the under 6-minute dream just cannot be achieved today, guys. I'll try again in the free time, but it's really close every single time. So unlike the bow, where the gap between the bow and the gun lens is very hard to get under 6 minutes. Because I can barely get it under 7 minutes, to be honest. But I think that's because the bow was a bad matchup against Basil, guys. I think I will switch the bow from Basil to Golden Ratia instead. And for Basil, I will just use my light bow gun. I feel like that would be a better matchup. Obviously, the best matchup would probably be the light bow gun. But I think I should not fairly, but like distribute it a bit more evenly, because I feel like the light bow gun can still get, it's not going to get the best time that it would have otherwise gotten on Golden Ratia, because I think light bow gun on Golden Ratia takes me like under 5 minutes. It's like 4 minutes something. That's just how OP it is. So instead of under 4 minutes, instead of under 5 minutes on Golden Ratia, it might be like 5 to 6 on Basil instead, because I can't benefit too much from elemental weakness. I might have to test out my lightning bowgun, the Kazu light bowgun, on base to see if it actually does good damage, because his weak zone is not that much, and he doesn't really stay in range a lot too. Because if the lightning doesn't do a lot of damage, I'm going to run out of ammo before I can kill it, and that's like running out of ammo on elemental ammo. It just means like that's not going to work, right? It's just not going to work like that. So, but for the bow, I think the bow can still get a really good time on Golden Ratian. The last time that I tried bow on Golden Ratian, in about the normal one, not the anomaly one, it took like 3 minutes, you know? The light bow gun can probably get it done like 2 to 3, but the bow took about 3 to 4. It's a bit slower than the light bow gun, just because the way that it abuses the constant knockdown is not as abusive as the spread bow gun, but it's still pretty strong. I would say that it's probably like the second or third best weapon against Golden Ratian, or whether it's one of the only weapon that can go against Golden Ratian like that. Basically, the way to fight Golden Ratian is that you shoot the legs, and if you do enough damage to the leg, he topples over. If you do this on the heavy bowgun, the light bowgun, the spread style, they just keep toppling over and they can't get up basically. And I don't think any other weapon can abuse that aside from the range weapon. Let's see. Yeah, looking at it right now, I don't think any weapon can do the constant knockdown thing aside from the 3 range weapon basically. So for the bow, I might switch to the Golden Ratian instead. I think the timing will still be pretty good. It might be like a minute slower than the light bowgun, but it's still gonna be pretty good. And it's and I can probably get like a better timing, way better timing with the light bowgun on Beza as well. Well, let me think. Maybe should I try to aim for under 6 minutes? I don't know if I want to aim for like below a certain time as well, because I've been talking about time, but like I just want to showcase how good the weapon is, or like I want to showcase that I can kind of play the weapon well enough to kind of have like a solid opinion on the weapon, to kind of showcase that, oh yeah, you know, if you play a weapon this deeply, this is what you learn about. I think I've kind of like learned all the weapons and kind of like understand how the weapon works enough for me to be able to play all the weapons, because it's one thing to know the combo of each weapon. Anybody can go into the training room and just repeat the combo that you kind of learn on like the basic combos of the switch axe on YouTube. Anybody can do that. It's more about like learning what makes the weapon click, or like what makes the weapon work, and how to emphasize on what makes it strong against certain monsters. So like if you're playing the Hunting Horn, for example, the showcase of the Hunting Horn being really strong against Espinas, basically the way that you fight is that you're supposed to use the switch skill where you fly up into the air and get the hyper armor. So because it doesn't have iframes, you instead try to use the switch skill to pretty much gives you a hyper armor for you to tank through the attack itself. And not to mention the switch skill. Oh, let me just save this first. This is going to be my new build. There you go. And not to mention the switch skill. This particular switch skill, the Skillbind Shockwave, not only does it give you hyper armor, it gives you like the extra damage from every single time you play a chord. You do an extra wave, an extra shockwave of damage. This one. So like, see, it does an extra one. I can't tell which one is it. Is it the 139 or is it the 162? I think it's the 162. But like basically when you hit stuff, you see it does an extra 162, 139. There's like an extra beat of damage. So instead of having 3 hits, when you do this combo, it's like 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, right? Instead of just doing 3 hit, you're doing 5 hit now. And you're essentially doing like an extra 30%, 50% damage. You're essentially doing an extra like 40% damage with this playstyle, unironically. And you have to keep the beat up because the beat doesn't stay very long. It only stays like for 30 seconds, I think. So basically you don't want to waste an entire animation. This one is a long animation too, right? The time that it takes for you to do that, you could have been hitting and do an extra combo. but so you got to find a way to kind of use this beat in the middle of an that's not breaking your combo. If you can do a combo, you should always be doing a combo, right? So you don't want to waste time doing combo, doing the beat, and then doing a combo again. You kind of want to be able to take advantage of when the monster's about to hit you. You just hyper armor through the attack. You just use that way to hyper armor through. You try to hype. Basically, you're kind of doing it along the way. You know, you're not going out of your way to cast this skill to give you damage. You're kind of like, yeah, the monster's about to hit me. I hyper armor through the attack, and then I get this buff along the way that gives me the extra damage. That's kind of what you want to do with this. And then, of course, you want to be able to spam this combo chain over and over again, so they can keep proccing the health regeneration. Not just health regeneration, sorry. So they can keep proccing your heal song, basically. And this does really good damage. Like, unironically, this combo does like such good damage. It's like, this is 170, this is 180, this is 130. That's like what? That's like 400-500 damage right there. That's like 500 damage right there. And if you do it with the skill bind, 196, 179, 162, 135, like that's like what, 700? That's like 700-800 damage right there. So each time you do this combo, it's 800 damage, it's 800 damage, it's 800 damage. Think about it. It doesn't look impressive, but like 800 damage over and over again like this is super high. And then when you get your Inferno off, it's like an extra 170, 170, 170. I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to do that. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to do 200. But yeah, this is... The Hunting Horn can actually do really good damage. The reason why I talk about this is because I noticed a lot of people that play the Hunting Horn, they kind of resign themselves to do bad damage. Like, they kind of think that they're playing a support weapon, and it's like, yeah, you know, this is just a support thing. I'm just going to focus on healing, and you know, I'm just like a team player. But like, it does good damage. Like, you shouldn't be sacrificing your damage to heal. You should be doing both, right? You should be spamming this, spamming your red note and then just heal, spamming red note and then just heal, you know, rather than trying to just do it in the back. It could be bad habits that come from other games, because I know that back in War, you kind of have to, like, if you want to buff, you kind of have to like go off your way to buff people, and then you go back into the fight, and then you just go off your way to buff people, and then you go back into the fight again. I feel like that's kind of how it works. But for the way that it works in Rise is that it kind of simplifies a lot of stuff, right? It's just part of your normal combo. It's part of your normal attack chain. So you do, rather than going off your way to play something to buff people, it's just something that's part of your normal attack rotation, basically. I think people should try to focus on that. And I think understanding how like the dogs work too can play like a big role, because for stuff like the hammer and the Hunting Horn, your dogs do way more damage than any other weapons, like insane. Because you can make your dogs do, you can pretty much make your dog do the chain attack thing. Oops, not this one, my bad. It's not just the Hunting Horn that does this too. The hammer can do it too. If you charge your hammer to a level 3 charge, it actually makes your dog... Oh, I guess the dog is not doing it anymore. If you charge your hammer to a level 3 charge, it actually makes your dog does the dual chain whip, the white circular whip thing too. It's super strong. And I think this is really important for certain weapons like this, because if the dog doesn't proc as much, I feel like the Hunting Horn is just going to be really weak. But even with the proc, Hunting Horn definitely does feel like the weakest alongside Gun Lance. I feel like Hunting Horn and Gun Lance is super weak, because of the way that they, because of the limitations of the weapon itself, right? The most OP weapon right now, like, not gonna lie, my impression after playing all the weapons, ranged weapon are ranged weapon are OP as fuck. I mean, I didn't play the bow well with the Baser matchup, but like when I do the bow with the Golden Rattan, hopefully that will kind of showcase the damage difference. But yeah, ranged weapon is crack when it comes to DPS. None of the melee weapon can compete. It's not even just about, it's not at the very beginning, I kind of thought that ranged weapon had a lot of damage because they have good damage uptime. So if you're playing a melee weapon, you have to chase the monster down to do damage, right? But if you're playing a ranged weapon, you don't have to chase the monster down. You can just keep shooting at it, right? You might have to move like a few steps forwards, but like you can essentially have high damage uptime. But now that I play on like a solo level and I try all the weapons, it's not just about the damage uptime. It's also about the fact that they just do more damage in general. If you go to the training room, for example, and try to record like how much damage you do in a single rotation, like in a single minute, it won't be surprising if like heavy bowgun can do like 40,000 damage in a single minute non-stop. Probably not 40,000, maybe lower, maybe higher. I don't know, but it feels like that's kind of how it feels like, to be honest. Probably not 40,000, maybe like 30,000. And then like bowgun feels like they can do like 20 to the not as high as heavy bowgun. So if heavy bowgun can do 30,000, I think it should be higher. I think it can do up to 40,000. If heavy bowgun can do 40,000 in a single minute, light bowgun can do like 30,000 in a single minute. The same with bow. Bows feel like they can do about 30,000 in a single minute. But none of the other class can do that level of damage. Like if the monster just sits there and like you hit it on a training dummy, for example, like the closest they can come to the range weapon is probably great sword. Like just doing the basic combo rotation on the great sword on the training dummy that doesn't move, that doesn't fight back, for example, assuming they can proc strong arm stance over and over again by making the training dummy hit you. Essentially the great sword, if the heavy bowgun does 40,000 damage in a single minute, the light bowgun and bow does 30,000. It feels like the great sword does 28,000. That's how close the great sword feels like when it comes to the damage with all the other ranged weapons. It feels pretty much on par. But the problem is that it's the execution, right? It's very hard to pull off. Like the condition that is needed to pull that off is super high. I would even say that it's possible for the great sword to probably do more damage than the light bowgun. Not gonna lie, it feels like that could happen. But again, like it's about how hard it is to pull it off, right? It's just very difficult to pull off compared to the light bowgun, where you just shoot and as long as you can dodge, you can upkeep the damage. It feels like it's very easy to pull 30k in a single minute, but it's very hard for the great sword to pull 30k in a single minute. That's how it feels like. What else? I think no other weapon can kind of match the great sword and the ranged weapon. I think these four weapons are pretty. I'm gonna do like 40k for the bow, for the heavy bowgun, 30k for the light bowgun and bow, 28k for the great sword, and then after this, it's gonna be like a big drop to like maybe 20k a minute for all the other weapons. Maybe I'll put like 25k for. I think Charge Blade can probably do that if the Charge Blade has a good matchup. Just because of how because the meta right now for Charge Blade is going to be the Elemental Discharge, the Elemental Fire Discharge. So I think if the matchup is good, the Charge Blade could probably compete with the Great Sword in terms of damage. Maybe even the Dual Blade and Longsword, maybe. As I don't think the Longsword and Dual Blade can match it. I don't know, I think it depends. I got to test it out a bit more. I don't think there's something that I can kind of test it out that gives me like a 1-to-1 comparison. It's just because like my skills isn't good enough. I think the only way to get a good comparison on this is just try to look at all the speedrun data combined, I guess. Like if you just look up speedrun videos on YouTube, maybe just take like the top 10 fastest and then just try to compare them to the top 10 fastest of other weapons. The biggest problem when it comes to comparing this is that there's going to be a selection bias, because like if you have less hunting horn players, for example, you cannot get good data of the hunting horn. The hunting horn could be really strong and could do more damage than the switch axe. Hypothetically, like for example, I don't know if this is true or not. I don't think that's true, but let's say for example the hunting horn damage could like in actuality deal more damage than the switch axe, but because nobody plays it, you're just not going to be able to see that data, right? So but yeah, so far I think the three range weapons, the heavy bowgun is crack, the light bowgun and bow are second most crack, and then the great sword is like 2.5 most crack, and then the third is gonna be I think it's gonna be like maybe the longsword, the dual blade. I feel like it's the longsword, the dual blade. The switch axe is pretty close too. I'll probably put the switch axe there as well. Oh sorry, the charge blade is there. There you go. I think the dual blade can be there, but I think it depends on the Assuming that the matchup is perfect, like you're fighting like Seeding Basil, for example, I think the charge with the dual blade would have, and the switch axe will have way higher advantage in comparison to like the longsword. But if you're doing like a non-elemental matchup, not necessarily non-elemental, but like something that doesn't get hit by elemental as much, like Gore Magala, for example. Gore Magala is weak to element, but like it's not as weak as it doesn't have like a really obvious weak spot like what Basil has. I would say that the dual blade is probably going to run it way slower in comparison to the longsword. So I think it depends on matchup. I think the sword and shield is also really strong too. The lance definitely feels a bit on the lower end. So I would say that the lowest right now is probably going to be Hunting Horn and Gun Lance. These two feels like they're at the very bottom in terms of the DPS tier. I'm not so sure what's in the middle because all the middle can kind of like be messed around a bit. But like the top four is definitely, the top one is definitely Heavy Bowgun, followed by the chart, followed by Greatsword, Light Bowgun, and Bow. And then the bottom right now feels like it's gonna be Hunting Horn and Gun Lance. Hunting Horn and Gun Lance are definitely at the bottom right now. Yeah, so far that's kind of like where I rank them. I might make a list of how I feel about all weapons in the future, but so far this is like my impression after playing like half the after showcasing like half the weapons for you guys. So I think I played the Gun Lance on the first stream. I played the Heavy Bowgun and the Bow on the second stream. I might switch the Bow to Golden Rattan, so you might see the Bow again on Golden Rattan. But I will showcase the Light Bowgun on Golden Rattan and Basil as well. So you guys can see that as well. And then today I showcased the Hunting Horn and the Dual Blaze. So tomorrow, probably not tomorrow, I probably won't stream until my next stream is probably gonna be on Tuesday. It's probably like going to be either on Tuesday night or Wednesday night, either one of these two, where I would then showcase either the Rajang and Furious Rajang with the lance and longsword, or the Gore Magala and Chaotic Gore Magala with the sword and shield and the switch axe. I think like those are the next two that I'm going to be showcasing. And then the final three is going to be the 3 Risen Elder Dragons, which is going to be before the final 3 there's going to be 2 more, which is the Golden Rattan and the Silver Rattlers, which is going to be Silver Rattlers is going to be the Greatsword. We're going to be playing the off-meta style. I say off-meta, but like this style is really strong. We're going to be doing the Hunting Ash style. And Golden Rattan, of course, I might switch it up to the Bow. Originally it was supposed to be Bowgun, that would be switched up to the Bow. And then the last 3 is going to be the Elder Dragon. The Elder Dragon will always be the last. It will definitely be the last, sorry. Things in the middle might be swapped around, but like the Elder Dragons are definitely the last. Where Chameleos will be... Reason Chameleos is going to be against the Charge Blade. That's absolutely cracked, by the way. The Risen Kushala is going to be with the Insect Glaive, and Risen Teostra is going to be with the Hammer. I think that's how I'm going to do it. Originally, the Hammer was supposed to be with Basil, to be honest. Originally, I wanted to do Hammer with Basil, Hammer with normal Basil, Bow with Risen Teostra, but then I decided to switch it up. I still might go Bow with Risen Teostra, who knows? Just because of how strong Bow is. I feel like I have an easier time using Bow against... Not gonna lie, I think I actually have an easier time using Bow against Risen Teostra than I do using Bow against Basil. But that could just be because I'm more used to using Bow against Risen Teostra, and I'm not used to using Bow against Basil. But that's the current matchup that I have so far. Things could change in the future, but we'll see. And that's it for today. It's getting late now, so I'm going to be going off soon. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed the Hunting Horn and Dual Blades gameplay, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. Have a good weekend. Have a good last day. Have a good Sunday, I guess, because it's already like after Sunday afternoon right now. So have a good rest of the weekends.